in a truck, isn't it, Rick?
Over 190 miles an hour around this racetrack.
Another thing, Phil, we'll just put a period on this. If you're more experienced and you're better at pushing, you can make that guy in front ride calmer. You know, we saw Taco Dine kind of moving around a lot on Kligerman. You don't see Kyle Busch doing that, nor do you see Ron Hornaday doing that. They're sitting there pretty steady.
Moving good out front.
Austin Dillon on the bottom of the racetrack leading the pack. But again, out in front, Mike Wallace, Ron Hornaday, Josh Richards, and Kyle Busch. Those two truck tandems have pulled away from this pack.
Now, I talked to a lot of NASCAR fans, and they're like, we like the pack racing better than the two truck tandem. And I talked to some that like the two trucks better than the pack. Well, we're offering both here today. We've got a couple of two truck tandems, and we got a big old pack of trucks, and we're having action no matter where the trucks are.
It's a 2-for-1 deal here on Speed today. Right on, Mike.
I just want to add on exactly what you were talking about those front two trucks. Yesterday, we saw Hornaday behind Mike Wallace as they practiced, and they wanted to do it that way just for exactly what you said. Hornaday feels more stable there and less likely to get into trouble. And I asked him, what about leading the most laps? He said, well, look, if Mike Wallace leads the most laps during this race, that means that none of my competitors did, so it's just a wash.
That's a good point, too. And you know, you talk about that fast lap they ran, Rick, just a few moments ago at a 49.60. That is, 15 miles an hour. You see Ron Hornaday moving around there.
Smoke coming out of this truck.
Jamie Dick, the 0-2?
Yeah, 0-2. Looks like he has some front end damage. You know, he might have overheated that truck.
Coming through you.
Knocked some water out of the motor and blew it up.
So the fourth caution comes out from Talladega after we've completed 59 laps. This time it's Jamie Dick in the 0-2 bringing the caution out.
Well, I started to say that lap that they ran at 49.60 something was 192. 15 miles an hour faster than the pole.
Two-truck tandem between Wallace and Hornaday. It's working. A couple others still trying it. We'll see how it works for them in the later sections of this race.
On November 1st, DirecTV will stop carrying these networks, which means you will lose college sports on your regional Fox Sports network. College football and Sons of Anarchy on FX, NASCAR and Speed, and much more. Get direct with DirecTV. To find other providers, go to keepmynets.com today.
For 125 years, Sunoco's been fueling victories on and off the track. Why? Because winning is the greatest feeling in the world.
Amazing. Inspiring. Breathtaking. Every chase, every race. This is Magnavox. See what you've been missing. Magnavox. Engineered in Japan by Funai.
If I were cheese, I wouldn't want to let go of myself either. Come try the cheese-inspired dishes on our 2468 value menu. Only at Denny's.
Nature Valley sweet and salty nut bars. They're made from whole roasted nuts and dipped in creamy peanut butter, making your craving for a sweet and salty bar irresistible. By Nature Valley.
40 years ago, we invented a whole new kind of ATV. Machines built to work the farm and the trails. And now we're offering deals that are just as reliable as our ATVs, like fixed APR financing as low as 1.99%, up to $500 in bonus bucks, $200 in factory-to-dealer incentives, and 4-Trax models starting at just $3,899. Get a quote today at powersports.honda.com.
Welcome back. 22nd race of a 25-race season. It's the Coca-Cola 250 from Talladega Superspeedway. We're getting close to that window of opportunity that they can make it to the end of this race if they would come to pit road one more time and fill these things full of Sunoco fuel. And it looks as though pit road closed, so They won't come this time.
The junk of Jamie Dix down on pit road, maybe smoking some fluid down there, and so they pulled them out of the way there, so they didn't want those trucks coming to pit road.
Tomorrow, immediately following the Cup race from Talladega, turn to speed for NASCAR Victory Lane. Get expanded post-race coverage you can't get anywhere else. Watch NASCAR Victory Lane, fueled by Sunoco, and it's new time immediately following the Cup race right here on Speed.
I think it's pretty incredible. You'll have the race winner, race-winning crew chief, car owner, everybody right there on Victory Lane.
They have pulled the 0-2 of Jamie Dick behind the wall. They will open up pit road. We'll take a quick break and watch what happens with the back.
You never know when a moment might turn into something more. And when it does, men with erectile dysfunction can be more confident in their ability to be ready with Cialis for daily use. Cialis for daily use is a clinically proven low-dose tablet you take every day, so you can be ready anytime the moment's right.
Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medications, and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sexual activity.
Don't take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as this may cause an unsafe drop of blood pressure.
Do not drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, stop taking Cialis and call your doctor right away.
Ask your doctor if Cialis for daily use is right for you. For a 30-tablet free trial offer, go to Cialis.com.
Welcome back to Talladega, Alabama. A gorgeous day for racing if you've been able to figure out how to do the two-truck tandem. And we've seen it out of Mike Wallace and Ron Hornaday. Everyone else is still scratching their heads of how are they doing it.
It's a gorgeous day anyway. I mean, let's make sure people know that. And it's going to be a gorgeous day tomorrow. If you're in the area and you want to see some great racing, come on out here to the Speedway and see these guys go around here at 200 miles an hour. You being one of those, Michael.
I cannot wait. It's a blast.
So pit road is open, and here they come. Mike Wallace and Ron Hornaday leading the field onto pit road. Herbie Sadler.
Well, Rick, one of the drivers is Josh Richards. He has been going to school today on this two-truck tandem with his teammate Kyle Busch. He's getting no tires, Sunoco fuel only, and a track bar adjustment. He's a little bit free when Kyle pushes him into the corners. Ray?
Hermie, these Goodyear tires are very hard, and many of the teams believe they can go the distance on what they've got here. Ron Hornaday will get fuel only. He'll go out right with Mike Wallace. Hornaday ahead of him on pits right now. We saw a number of other guys down here getting fuel only. Everyone with plenty of tires left in the pits if they would choose to get them later on.
See, James Busher wins the battle off pit road by virtue of that first spot. See the 51 right there, Josh Richards. He made a little contact as he was exiting the pits. I believe with the 93 truck of B.J. McLeod. Watch this now. That's a 76 truck of Ryan Hackett. Josh was ready to go, and Ryan was trying to get stopped in his pits.
Hey, Phil, you know, we've seen these two trucks of Kevin Harvick up front all day long. We come to pit road. They both get a little gas and pull out. But watch the positioning they do to ensure that they're first and third or second and fourth. Here they come. You see, one of them slows down. The other one, Hornaday slows down. Wallace takes him, and then Hornaday slows down enough where Kyle Busch can get around him.
It might be nose to tail.
Nose to tail. It isn't just coincidental. They figured it out, how to make sure one truck's in front of the other. And then, by the way, I don't want to be right behind you. I need to be one more behind you. So these teams, this Harvick bunch has really thought this thing out, and they're making every move perfectly.
Eric's lucky dog goes to the 60 of Cole Witt. So Witt will get another lap back. That'll put him on the lead lap here in Talladega. We will have 26 trucks on the lead lap. Busher, still your leader.
Hey, you want that? You want a warm, super delicious strawberry toaster strudel. Yeah, but now I have nothing to eat. Sure you do. Hey, you can have the Pop-Tart. Pillsbury toaster strudel, the one kids want to eat.
At TireRack.com, we stock an incredible number of tires, nearly 1 million tires. But we don't just stock them, we test them. And we post user reviews so you can find which tires are the best for you and your car. One more way, Tire Rack is revolutionizing the way you buy tires. Be in control this winter. Visit TireRack.com to shop Pirelli's complete selection of Soto Zero and Scorpion Performance Winter and Snow tires. TireRack.com. Research, buy, deliver, install.
Just outside of Memphis, a barbecue joint. Not the best known, just the best. The Germantown Commissary. The walls are cluttered with famous folks who've shared the secret. Where to find the best damn ribs south of Mason-Dixon. Another secret we're sharing, Evan Williams Bourbon. This is the smooth stuff, the good stuff. Evan Williams, smooth bourbon. Priced right. Spread the word.
How could we make the KFC Famous Bowl even more famous?
We put bacon on it.
Wow, another one for the Colonel. Introducing the new KFC Cheesy Bacon Bowl. Try it right now for only $3.99. Today tastes so good.
The camping race heads to the half-mile paperclip called Martinsville Speedway for its second trip of the season. Last April, Johnny Sauter went home with the grandfather clock, but now the championship race is ticking down, and it's time for some drivers to make some moves. Who will make the most of their time in Martinsville? Tune in to find out. Chris Demona hosts the setup starting at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, followed by flag-to-flag coverage, only on Speed.
And welcome back to Talladega Superspeedway as the field 2x2 once again getting ready for the restart. Our Just for Men hair color live forward.
Going to have a little bit of an interloper in here next week at Martinsville. Denny Hamlin will drive the 18 truck of Kyle Busch Motorsports at Martinsville.
Yeah. Last year's winner, Ron Hornaday, is going to try to continue this amazing streak he's on, the amazing run he's making toward this championship. We saw him hop on a streak like this a couple of years ago. Phil went 5 in a row. That distanced himself, made him the champion in 2009. Can he pull it off again this year? It's getting tight. I like that word, tight.
Just for Men hair color, live forward. That's Martinsville. You would think that after Talladega you'd want to be able to catch your breath, but nope, the paperclip of Martinsville coming up next. And now, the green flag about to come back out. 30 laps of racing to go. Green flag is in the air. Buscher on the inside, Dillon on the outside. Look at that two-truck tandem just behind James Buscher. Hornaday just behind the 33 of Mike Wallace. Let's see if they're able to get by the 31 of James Buscher if he stays on the bottom. And those two have to run the conventional style around this Talladega Superspeedway.
Yeah, right now they're blocked in, and if I'm Wallace, I want to lay off of Buscher enough to where Ron can get a hold of me and hopefully shoot up the middle. But you can see Austin Dillon pulling over and closing that door.
2x2, Max Pappas looking at the inside now. It's Austin Dillon out in front. Kyle Busch has jumped in behind him.
We talked about Austin Dillon not getting this two-truck tandem worked out. Kyle Busch will work it out for him.
He'll work it out for him.
All Austin has to do is hold it straight, and Kyle will push him right along. This is getting good. Got a bunch of different people trying the two-truck tandem. We can't seem to get the 2 and the 33 back together. You can see Hornaday and Mike Wallace running back 7th or 8th in line now.
Tom O'Neill gets with his teammate, the 62 of Brendan Gaughan. They're hooked up, or trying to get hooked up, just above the 33 and the 2.
Remember the rule in NASCAR, you cannot change lanes until you get to the start-finish line. The 7 of Miguel Paludo has been posted. He will have to do a pass-through penalty on pit road because he changed lanes before he got to the start-finish line.
They got him hooked up, Phil.
Yep, they have some room in the middle, don't they?
Is there room for him?
I believe there's room for them. There they go.
Here comes Mike Wallace and Ron Hornaday once again.
You look right behind him. Tom Bodine has a hold of his teammate Brendan Gaughan now.
How about Max Pappas doing a great job in that Geico Toyota, running 3rd right now, but he's got a couple tandems coming to his outside.
His best finish of 2011 was 10th at Martinsville earlier this year. Herman.
Yeah, guys, went up and down pit road here, and most everybody says they can make it on fuel, at least to the last lap. Maybe not a green right checker. With the 2 Kyle Busch Motorsports trucks, Josh Richards and Kyle Busch, both their trucks are 1 lap and 1/2 short. A lap and a half short. We'll have to see if they can stretch it to the end if it goes green.
And it's hard to save gas when you're pushing another truck, Phil. So Kyle Busch, his situation right there is going to be tough to save any. If you're the front truck, you can feather out of the gas and save a little bit of fuel. but if you're pushing, you're committed.
It looks like Austin, more than likely where he is right now, is saving a little fuel as well as the 33 of Mike Wallace.
How disheartening would that be if you're Austin Dillon, where you've got Kyle Busch behind you and you think, okay, hey, this is going to be the two-truck tandem. I think we're going to be able to go to the front. And flying by on the outside is Mike Wallace and Ron Hornaday. There's Miguel Paludo coming on to pit road to serve that penalty of changing lanes before he got to the start-finish line.
Remember, the 33 and the 2 have done this in the entire race. Austin right now is just really getting started to do it. He has one of the very best guys in the business behind him, going to help him learn.
Todd Bodine, we're riding along with him, looking forward to his teammates. And then South Point 62 of Brendan Gaughan.
Those two trucks had it going on, Rick. They've driven all the way up to the front, but now their two-truck tandem has fallen apart.
They're separated once again. They're the only ones running the outside line here of this pack.
Getting down to it. 26 to go this time by.
The 3 and the 18 came unhooked there for just a moment. That'll cost them a lot of ground.
Todd Bodine back to the bumper of that 62 of Brendan Gaughan. Watch how much movement you see between this tandem and then when we watch Mike Wallace and Ron Hornaday, very little movement, but these two moving around quite a bit on the racetrack.
Look at you passing people. You'll sacrifice a little bit of movement if you're making progress on that.
Lanes clear up front.
And quite honestly, right now,
nothing out front. Everything's on the bottom.
Brendan may not know any difference. He said, well, maybe this is how it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
I haven't had a good tandem that it didn't move me around.
Nothing out front of him. It's all clear up there.
So it's working right now for Brendan Gaughan and Todd Bodine. They've made it through the tri-oval, back to the stripe. Heading into turn number 1, Carmichael and Buscher, those two hooked up. They made an extremely fast lap.
Listen to the throttle, Rick. I told you don't save any gas when you're pushing. You're hearing me.
Ooh, they had to separate right there. Brendan Gaughan really out of shape.
Really loose there. Fortunately, Todd got off him just enough to let him get it straightened out.
You know, I like this truck with Grant Enfinger. He's been fast all day, right up in the middle of things. Looks like maybe that Dakota Armstrong is trying to get a hold of the back of him. These two really are pretty sure they don't know what they're doing, and maybe they can do it together.
And they were former ARCA winners here, so they have some experience racing together at this racetrack.
They know the draft, they just don't know the pushing part of it, and I like this. I like these two trying to figure it out. Maybe they can get it going on. We saw Chris Fontaine at Daytona drive all the way to the front, taking advantage of a push from Kyle Busch. There's no reason why Dakota and Grant can't figure this out, and man, they're doing it.
Now we're starting to see more trucks go 2 by 2 around the racetrack.
Yeah, look who's coming to join the party battle for the lead. Kyle and Austin, like you said, Phil, got a few laps under his belt now. They've put some ground on, or gained some ground on our leaders.
Going to the high side. It's still the 33 of Mike Wallace, just in front of Hornaday.
In fact, that two-truck tandem there running 3rd and 4th ran the fastest lap of the race last time by.
49.350 seconds.
We're getting up around 190.
195.
Yeah. In a truck. I just can't get over that.
And remember, the pole was 177.
Uh-oh.
Still right with you. He still got you.
Wild back there for 3rd and 4th.
Come on, got a little momentum here.
Now they've got the momentum. We just heard Andy Houston say, you've got the momentum. To the outside, this is the race for the lead. Wallace on the inside with Hornaday pushing. Austin Dillon on the outside, Kyle Busch pushing.
This is like that chicken and the egg thing. One of them is committed. I don't know how that goes, but this is a major deal for the guy running in the lead. No matter what he sees, he can't report the word. He can't report the word back to the guy behind him fast enough. You know, if something goes wrong, he can't get that button pushed and tell him what's wrong quick enough.
Right now, Kyle Busch has to rely on Austin Dillon and Austin Dillon's spotter to let them know where that other group is in front of them.
And the pack behind them. And the top 4 have separated themselves in the pack. Working behind. You see the slower truck on the inside of Miguel Paludo. Almost a pick for Mike Wallace as they saw the 3 of Austin Dillon coming up to the inside.
You know, we saw this. This is pretty interesting tandem. Busch helping Richard Childress truck. There was a point in time this summer when
that didn't go so well.
Papa decided he would explain Kyle he didn't race properly.
Remember, when you get on this racetrack right here, you find whoever that is willing to work with you and whoever's going to help your situation.
Is that second tandem there a perfect example of that?
Absolutely perfect. Strange bedfellows sometimes this kind of racing makes.
They've caught them, but they just can't figure out how to make the move around them. And you know, we see the 3-truck of Austin Dillon moving around a lot. That's dangerous when you get up beside another truck and they start moving around. They don't have as much margin for error.
This is the closest they've been to the lead on the outside. The 3 and the 18 trying to make the push around the 33 and 2. Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch just can't make it work. Mike Wallace, Ron Hornaday stay in the top 2 spots.
And sometimes when you have air from another truck like that, it'll cause you to become on hook too.
Yeah, and you really want to try to side draft a little bit, Phil. You saw when they got to the corner, Austin went really high and they lost ground on him. If Austin could be comfortable with hanging his left front fender right on the side of Hornaday's truck, then that will give them the momentum, the side draft that they need. But see how far they go away?
The drivers are working together on the right, and the crew chiefs are working together on the left. 2 opposing crew chiefs sitting on the same pit box right now.
That was Eric Phillips on the left talking to Danny Stockman here on Danny Stockman's pit box.
How about that? That's something you definitely don't see.
We'll look up past them later. My pins get too hot chasing his ass.
There you go.
Okay, mission delivered right now.
Talking about we can't pass them.
Well, the issue is, like I said, if Kyle could just stay over to the left, or excuse me, if Austin could stay over to the left a little bit. Oh, they came apart. The leaders came apart. That's going to give Austin Dillon the lead and a valuable championship point.
All around clear. And by a good bit, too, it may take a while for them to get hooked back up and regain that momentum for Mike Wallace and Ron Hornaday.
Mike Wallace has led 42 of the 75 laps complete. He will have the most laps led in this race. But who will get to victory lane first? That's the big question that's going to be answered right here on Speed.
It's just 30 minutes from my garage. 10 miles from the shop. It's right down the road from where we train.
We're in the heart of NASCAR country. We're in the hub. NASCAR Race Hub Monday through Thursday nights at 6 Eastern. Only on Speed, the Motorsports Authority.
Hey, it says just take one. I can't read.
Walmart has low prices every day for Halloween. From bags of candy to bigger bags of candy. Back buy or add match guarantee. Save money. Live better. Walmart.
Fly to blend. Too much hot air. Race announcer. Same thing there. Wouldn't get a word in with you know who. Just get down on the track and do what you do. Slide down in my seat. Pull the belts tight. Get up on the wheel and let the dust fly. Never know how. Never know how.
Ah, collector car, you've got the life. Our owner picks perfect days for your drives. Me, he runs rain or shine day after day. What am I? A machine? Good thing he feeds me well with new stable ethanol treatment. It removes water and prevents corrosion caused by today's ethanol fuels. Even cleans my fuel system. I feel like I can run forever. Nothing's gonna dampen my enthusiasm. My tires? Maybe. But not my enthusiasm.
This is where young men can stake their claim, and battle-tested veterans can redeem a lifetime spent behind the wheel. This is how we discovered it's possible for greatness to be annually renewed. It's where outsiders become heroes, and heroes become legends. This is an opportunity to not only seize history, but become a part of it.
Welcome back. The Coca-Cola 250 continues here on Speed, and out front once again, it's Mike Wallace with Ron Hornaday pushing from behind, and now we have Austin Dillon and Kyle Busch again trying to challenge for the lead.
What about my man Grant Enfinger? He's coming. He's up on the outside.
Got a little push from top 09.
And there's Johnny Sauter, Phil. We talked about there wasn't a lot of damage to that truck. He's pushing Brendan Gaughan, running really fast laps. He's not in a position right now to be, yes, he's gotten around Wes Burton. He is in a position to be the Aaron's lucky dog. So remember we talked about how they recover? Man, if he recovers from a crash at Talladega and gets back in this thing.
And obviously has a pretty fast truck. Watch him out there.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy.
Very close. Look who's behind him, John Bodine. As they went through the trial, well, very close call with the 82 of Grant Enfinger.
Oh, no. This is going to be 3 wide, and it's not going to work out well.
They don't have a lot of room here. Another battle for the lead. Here comes Austin Dillon with a push from Kyle Busch. Let's see if anybody comes unhooked in this situation.
And remember, Kyle Busch was involved in our first incident where he had a little bit of damage to the left front. You see the tape on the left side of that truck.
That's the battle for the lead, and this is what we think could turn bad. We see it, fingers. I've done this before, Phil. It makes me really nervous.
Right up to the top of the racetrack. Not a whole lot of margin for error up there for Grant Enfinger.
Now to the bottom goes the 5 of Bodine, or at least to the inside of that 82 of Grant Enfinger.
You know, we watched him push Parker Kligerman, Todd Bodine, a whole lot the same way, and it didn't end well for Parker. You can see Todd on the outside, but see that point there.
Austin Dillon and Kyle Busch just separated once again, and that put the 33 and the 2 way out in front of him.
Now this is an experience on Enfinger's part. He needs to get on the brakes right away and get Todd back to him as soon as he can if he wants to go fast. Now if he wants to survive, that might not be the best idea.
But he could be going fast.
It's risky.
Very risky. A lot of fluid up in front of this 30. We're seeing it on our camera.
And more than likely somebody's overheating because of being tucked in behind somebody.
Maybe Johnny Sauter.
Could be possibly Johnny Sauter, as we have a side-by-side two-way battle for the lead.
How can you not like this two-truck racing? I mean, we've got battles all over the place.
Austin Dillon couldn't quite clear Mike Wallace, so Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch still back in the 3rd and 4th spot. Mike Wallace, Ron Hornaday running for 2nd. You're seeing the 2 move out to the outside of that 33, trying to get some air into the radiator of that truck.
You know, these guys have been hooked up this way the entire race, so obviously KHI did their homework with the cooling system because Ron Hornaday has been able to push that 33 and Mike Wallace this entire race.
Yeah, and they've thought of every detail from the way they exit pit road to the way they push each other. They haven't varied from their strategy. This is awesome to see somebody have a plan that is so buttoned up.
Ray, it seems like this plan is working very well for the 2 and the 33.
And what they've learned, guys, so far is that they've got to be at the bottom of the racetrack, because if they force that 3 and 18 to the high side, they don't believe they're good enough together to make that pass. But if they were able to get to the inside of them, especially in the tri-oval, they might be able to pull it off. But right now, the bottom seems to be the fastest for the 2 KHI trucks.
Still there.
And right now, the 3 and 18 are up beside the 33 and 2 as they work their way into 3 and 4.
That's a perfect shot that the bumpers don't match up at all. You see, it's the grill of the 2-truck of Ron Hornaday that's pushing the rear bumper of Mike Wallace's truck.
And the back 2 trucks, Phil, is if Austin Dillon could get over there and get his left front fender on the quarter panel of Ron Hornaday, he could pull those trucks apart. He could put enough aero drag on the back truck to separate them two and maybe drive around them. That's what Austin needs to be playing with right now, trying to figure out how to manipulate the truck of Ron Hornaday to possibly pull them apart. He can use that information that comes to the last few laps.
And that truck may be moving around Michael, but he's not comfortable getting that close. And we know they have somewhat of a teammate relationship with that 2-truck. Even though they're battling for a championship, that's KHI RCR together as they go for the lead.
Still there.
You can see, though, Austin staked down there closer to the 30. Oh, 33's off the road.
33 wild just in front of the 2. That will give up the lead to Austin Dillon. And Kyle Busch moves up to 2nd. So it's Dillon and Busch running 1 and 2 at Talladega.
Mike Wallace got pushed down on the apron.
Chris Fontaine in the 84 is going to slam into the inside wall.
He's already made contact with the outside wall. Looks like Johnny Sauter right now. Caution flag is out. Johnny Sauter will get our Aaron's lucky dog and be back in contention for a decent finish.
Holy cow, what a job by Joe Shearer. All that team down on pit road. They fixed that truck, and now he's going to have a chance to win the race.
He scored, or was scored in the 23rd spot, 1 lap down. When the caution came out. Now in the 84.
Our scoring monitor is showing Miguel Paludo in front of Johnny Sauter. If Miguel Paludo passed him just prior to that, then Miguel Paludo would be in position to get Darren's lucky dog. So we'll have to wait for NASCAR. We're hearing now that just at the very last instant, Miguel Paludo was able to get in front of Johnny Sauter, and it will be him, the 7, that gets the lucky dog, not Johnny Sauter.
I'm going to guess there probably is going to be another chance for Johnny Sauter to get Aaron's lucky dog.
Did you see the front? Well, it was the grill of the two. It's not the front bumper. It's the grill is where they're wearing away that tape that they put on the front of that truck, hoping that they would not stick together.
And that tape, when it gets boogered up like that, it becomes more abrasive and more sticky. And that's probably causing what we're seeing now, those trucks starting to move around a little bit.
And let's don't minimize the fact that Chris Fontaine has made some pretty significant contact with the outside wall and inside wall.
See if we can figure out how these two, you can see Hornaday's way out on Mike Wallace, but down in the center of the corner, Wallace gets sideways.
Sideways right there, because the 3 and the 18 were closer to them. That was probably closer than they've been the entire time.
And it worked. It worked for Austin to get the lead. It didn't work so good for the 33. God, he almost crashed that truck.
And Ron Hornaday had to be on his toes too and back off him and let him get it straightened out.
But you can see how Ron moved from... Well, it was pretty square right there when it happened.
The 84 of Chris Fontaine. There he makes pretty substantial contact with the inside safer barrier. Those are safer barriers on the inside of the racetrack here because of the speeds we've been talking about, 195 miles an hour on this track.
Phil, you and I both hit that wall down there when it was concrete, and it just makes me want to hug NASCAR for installing those barriers everywhere around the circuit, because when we come to Talladega, there's no way anyone can predict all the different places we can crash at.
We found just about every one of them.
Safety crews working on the 84 truck. They will get that back to pit road behind the wall and in the garage. And Chris Fontaine will make a trip to the infield care center to be checked out.
This will be an opportunity for these guys to save a little fuel on this caution flag, give them a little cushion.
Back for the restart in just a few moments.
You deserve world-class emergency roadside service. Good Sam Emergency Road Service has performed over 1.5 million rescues to date. Developed and road tested for RV owners who demand the best. We also cater to truck, motorcycle, and passenger auto owners. Good Sam does not charge extra mileage for towing your vehicle to the nearest repair facility. Call 866-GO-GOOD-SAM today and pay just $56 for the first year. That's a savings of 50%. You must act now to take advantage of this exclusive offer. 1-866-GO-GOOD-SAM. Call now.
I asked for free, and I got free. Who doesn't want free? I like free.
You ask for free, we give you free. Right now, earn up to 5 free nights with the Choice Privileges Visa card. Learn how at choicehotels.com.
Hey ladies, here's a little something you'll find irresistible. Cinnamon Toast Crunch with a delicious cinnamon and sugar taste that's amazing. Crave those crazy squares.
Non-lawyer paid spokesperson. Attention kidney dialysis patients. If you became a dialysis patient after open heart surgery, you may have a claim for money damages. A drug commonly used during heart surgery has been found to double the risk of kidney failure. Unfortunately, you may not know if you were given this drug. But if you've been forced to undergo kidney dialysis after open heart surgery,
call 800-268-9142. That's 800-268-9142.
You followed a big dream with no guarantees and found big opportunity even in tough times. They may call your business small, but you've never done bigger things. Charter Business offers reliable internet, phone, and TV solutions to power your success. And right now, you can save up to 40% by bundling Charter Business services. Plus, get free installation. Call now to help your business do bigger things.
The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series on Speed is brought to you by Camping World, the Sam RV Club. Everything for the RV lifestyle, including RVs, accessories, warranties, insurance, roadside assistance, and more. By Just for Men Hair Color, Look Forward. And by Ram Trucks, designed, tested, and proven to be the best trucks we've ever built. Ram.
Guys, we're going to have more strategy here now for this restart. Michael, remember Daytona, how you worked with Elliott Sadler and you had to physically get with him on that last restart.
Yeah, I told him, I said, I'm going to start on the low side and let you have the lead, Elliott. I felt weird. I won 2-lap dash, and I'm going to give up the lead, just letting some guy pass me. But we're hearing the same things. Austin Dillon has chosen the high side. I believe that means Kyle Busch won't get a good start. Austin will pull over, ever how they work it out. But that's what's going to start happening. We're going to manipulate these restarts with guys switching lanes and letting each other in. It's going to get tense.
Ray Dunlap.
Kevin Harvick has been on the radio explaining that exact situation, saying they will probably get to the bottom. The 2 KHI trucks should go to the top. Hornaday must square up on that back bumper, and they have now raised that water temperature limit for Ron Hornaday all the way to 280. He said in this short amount of time, get what you can get, but you'll have to be square to be fast enough to beat them. Hermie?
Well, Ray, Michael Waltrip was just talking about the finish at Daytona. Well, ironically enough, Kyle Busch has been on the radio coaching Austin Dillon or telling his team to tell his crew chief where he needs to go. He told Austin Dillon to take the top side of the racetrack, and once they cross the start-finish line, he can pull down in front of the 18, and they'll go and try to settle it among themselves at the end. But kind of funny that Kyle Busch is telling Austin Dillon where to go here, but we'll see how it works out.
Working together to see if one of the two can get to victory lane. Well, we know it's going to be a close finish. Just how close will it be? A year ago here, the closest ever finish in Truck Series history since they've implemented electronic scoring. It's been amazing.
The Kyle Busch was sideways. Watch this now. Watch as they get to the start-finish line here. Look at that contact.
That truck on the bottom sideways, sliding around. That's who won the race.
He is pushing the 51. Eric Almirola behind the wheel in this race. Kyle Busch goes down to the inside, all the way down to the double yellow line, and he edges him by 2 1/1000ths of a second.
And Johnny Sauter finished third, and I bet you he wasn't 5 or 6 1/1000ths of a second behind.
And I bet he was watching Kyle Busch and saying, are you going to save that truck, or are we all going to crash after the checkered flag? But man, this is what it's all about right here. These guys up front, Austin, Kyle, Mike Wallace, Ron Hornaday, Busher, Ricky Carmichael, Max Pappas, they've all given themselves a chance to win this race. These are going to be some of the most intense 6 laps, and it's probably going to be more like 10, because there'll be a caution. We'll have to extend the race.
Green, white checker here or there.
I think so.
You know, the big question, and we saw how Kyle Busch went down on the double yellow line there. He was not advancing his position. He was forced down there because of sideways. I mean, he was literally sideways. But you cannot advance your position at Talladega or Daytona by going below the double yellow line. So, in this situation, these guys are going to have 6 laps of racing, and they know that they can't go outside of those boundaries.
And I don't think I could have been any more torn up than I was at Vegas with all the action, how crazy that race is, but this tops it. This is going to be a crazy 6 laps.
We'll see how strategy plays out. The 3 and the 18 have been working together. Now they're side by side on this restart.
Green flag.
6 laps of racing to go. Green flag back in the air.
As soon as he crosses the start-finish line to the bottom, Kyle Busch gets hold of the bumper. You can see in the back there, Hornaday shot right up behind Mike Wallace. They did a perfect job as well.
The dancing partners have shown themselves immediately here.
Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon became unhooked.
Debris on the racetrack. Caution has come out once again.
They see that was inexperience on Austin's part. Austin got too good of a start on Kyle Busch. He was too far ahead of him, so Kyle couldn't get to him. What Austin needs to do, as soon as he pulls over, run half throttle, feel that truck of Kyle Busch, get into the back of him, and then gently squeeze the gas down. Look at all that debris, Rick.
Yeah, the debris on the racetrack, and one of the trucks just hit it. That's why the caution came back out.
Now we're going to have Mike Wallace and Ron Hornaday. Now we'll be starting both in the front row, so I think we're going to have the same situation. One of them is going to let the other one pull out in front of them so they can get hooked up right away.
But you remember the Daytona 500. David Reagan had that plan to pull over right away. He pulled over too soon. You cannot change lanes before the green flag or before the start-finish line. Reagan was penalized. So Austin Dillon, while he needs to get a good jump, and he needs to get to the left. He's got to wait till, Ron Hornaday, he's got to wait till, and Austin Dillon the same way. Everybody's got to get across the start-finish line before they start moving around. So whether you're Hornaday and Wallace or Dillon and Busch, clear the start-finish line. There's our lucky dog. How cool is that? I like this story, too.
Big championship implications right here with Johnny Sauter getting the Aaron's lucky dog. Now he'll be back on the lead lap as we have just 4 laps to go when the green flag potentially will fly and they get lined back up 2 by 2. So Johnny Sauter will have to make his way around the racetrack to get that lap back.
Well, if he wins this championship this year, it's just because they fought back. That would be a great story to see this team, after all they've been through, still be in the battle for the championship when we get down to Miami.
You know, Austin Dillon, our point leader coming into this race, has an average finish of just over 10. Nobody has ever won one of these championships with an average finish more than 10. So obviously if he can stay up here and get a good finish here, a good top 3 finish, that's going to help his average. But right now this thing is anybody's championship.
We still continue to talk about battling through adversity. How about our Ram Tough Guts and Glory? We're going to talk about that 13 truck battling through that adversity once again here in Talladega.
But he crashed hard
at Talladega.
At Talladega, had a lot of damage.
But they came to pit road, the splitter was broken, they repaired it, the left front fender was torn off of it, and he was 2 laps down.
Has received the Aaron's lucky dog. He'll
go wave around there.
Look at that truck. They did a nice job, too. I'd get in that baby if they got to have a shot to win. Look at that front fender they made for it.
Ram Tough, Guts, and Glory, the 13 team, and Johnny Sauter. So Johnny Sauter, on our scoring monitor, currently 4th in the point standings, 26 points back.
Yeah, that could change dramatically, though. Now that he's back on the lead lap, all these positions in front of him are there for him.
And then listen to this. He was 30-something points back when he had that accident. Now he's already closed it up to 20-some. Can he take that 20-some and make it single digits?
Making their way one more time around. Ray.
Guys, watch that 3 truck. You thought he was going to restart up there in the lead pack. Guess what? He's got to drop back behind number 20. He did not maintain his speed. And I'm guessing that he had shut the engine off to try to conserve fuel. Many of these crew chiefs saying, you've got to save me some fuel, but he did not maintain his speed, and NASCAR is putting him back about 12 positions.
Well, he's saving some gas, but you have to stay tied up to the other trucks you're around. So people are shutting off their engines. We all know that. That's part of the game. But
5-6 at the most.
After what we saw happen out in Kansas with people messing around with fuel, they decided to take a tighter look at it.
And meanwhile, Kyle Busch loses his dancing partner here.
What's going to happen to Phil?
Well, you're going to have to wait.
He's going to find out.
You'll just have to wait and see. Well, Racing Electronics is offering speed viewers a year-long inside deal. Reserve your next race scanner or fan view online for any NASCAR race and save $10. Visit speed.com/deals and click on the Racing Electronics banner for more information. So, big championship implications now for Austin Dillon, who wasn't able to maintain a cautious pace behind the pace truck because he was trying to save fuel, so he's shutting the engine off in intervals to try to save that fuel, and now he'll have to move back in the field.
Holy cow.
What they're saying, screaming, get him behind the 20. Yeah, I'm sorry, with NASCAR, that we had something in our eye here. Coming to the one to go, they say if you don't get there, they're going to black flag you. They're going to black flag you if you don't go there.
Johanna Long right now is being shown in the 17th position.
Well, this is,
so he's trying to get behind the 20, and we heard Andy Houston say, if you don't get back there, they're going to black flag you. That's definitely what he doesn't want to have happen with a championship just in front of him.
Well, Austin Dillon, when they took that caution flag, Phil, he had about a 20-point lead over the rest of his competition. That's gone. Absolutely. He's going to be probably 2nd or 3rd in the points by the time he gets back to where he belongs.
3 laps to go now. When they get back to the stripe, it's 2 laps to go for the 94 laps, which is the advertised distance. This is not a green-white checkered situation here. This will be to see if we can get this one in 94 laps. They'll start to pair up 2 by 2 now.
Let's see how far off the pace that 3 was.
He's down on the bottom on the apron.
Which, that's fine right there. You can see there's a bit of a gap behind him, but that's fine.
Let's see now if he slows, he moves back up on the racetrack.
He's catching back up again.
Probably going to run up a little bit and shut the engine down.
But he stayed right in there.
Well, we don't know, Rick. We're not.
Obviously, this shot takes us a different direction. So NASCAR makes the decision that he will restart back behind Johanna Long.
See Johnny Sauter rejoining the pack after his Aaron's lucky dog. Now he's got a shot at improving his position 10 to 20 spots.
You don't think Johnny Sauter will get a hold of Austin Dillon to push him there? Stranger things have happened.
Here's another shot from the aerial view of Austin dropping back. See how he's dropped completely back, and
well, you see
the two of Hornaday's gone by.
Holding up the whole field there.
Yeah, that's
blatant. You got to call that on him. Did it die?
It almost looks like it ran out of fuel for a second there.
Yeah, that's easy. That looked a whole lot like Marcus Ambrose over at the Infineon last year when he stalled his car out.
Yep, didn't get it running once again.
Wonder if he shut it off and it just wouldn't quite fire back up, Bill. That's what happened to Ambrose. You hear Kyle Busch on and off there starting his engine.
Listen now. Got his fuel right there.
No, I think he doesn't have to switch. Does he not have to? Maybe he's hit the kill switch or something. For some reason, there it is. He didn't have to switch up. Yeah. So he made a mistake. He didn't realize he didn't have to switch up. Lost all his momentum. Saw a mistake last week at Vegas, spinning out, racing for a championship. Those are things you can't afford to make.
2 laps until we see the checker flag. Mike Wallace, Ron Hornaday 1 and 2 coming out of the tri-oval. Green flag back in the air.
All right, come on down. Right now.
There's one out of gas back there, Phil.
Yeah, one shaking out of gas down on the apron.
He won't make it back. He doesn't get out of the way. We're going to have a caution.
I think they'll run 2 laps before he even stops.
Here comes Ricky Carmichael.
James Buescher just in front of him.
Got off to somebody.
That was a 17 of Timothy Peters that was running out of gas. Now we've got the 33 of Mike Wallace in front of Ron Hornaday. Down the backstretch they go. Here comes James Buescher and Ricky Carmichael running 3rd and 4th.
And we know how fast those 2 trucks are. The first time we've seen them hooked together. Can they run up there and do something with our 2 leaders?
3 wide, back 10th through 20th. And they're spreading out as they come out of turn number 4.
If they get to the white flag here to the start-finish line before the caution comes out, the next flag will finish this.
We hope we don't see another caution. Across the stripe, 1 lap to go. Mike Wallace just in front of Ron Hornaday. Now the big question, will there be KHI orders for Hornaday to win this race?
That can't happen, Phil, because here comes Buescher and Carmichael. They do anything other than what they're doing, they're going to lose that 1st and 2nd spot. They got to hang right like that. Until the very last second, there's a chance at the start-finish line. Maybe Hornaday pulls out, but here comes Buescher.
Here comes the run by Buescher and Ricky Carmichael. Going into turn number 3. Wallace and Hornaday 1 and 2.
How about Jason White, Tom O'Neill, top of the racetrack, hooked up.
Coming out of turn number 4. This is where all the action will take place. Here comes the run. James Buescher trying to go to the outside. Mike Wallace being pushed by Ron Hornaday through the tri-oval. 400 yards to go. It's going to be Mike Wallace who's going to win this one at Talladega.
And that is a Kevin Harvick Incorporated win right there.
Oh, God. I am so excited.
Hey,
great job, Mike Wallace. Great job, Ron Hornaday. Couldn't dream of it any better like that.
In baseball, they talk about manufacturing runs. That team manufactured a victory.
And that was a team victory. No question about it. Mike Wallace was pushed around this racetrack for virtually 54 laps by Ron Hornaday. The ones that he led, that was Ron Hornaday pushing him around this racetrack.
And I think if maybe they had a bigger lead at the end, we might have seen a different outcome, but Michael hit it right in the head. They couldn't take a chance. They were not going to give that win away by trying to get Ron Hornaday out in front.
I would have tried to put a few hundred feet to go. I thought it was close, man. Let me just give it a shot. But what a smart move by Ron Hornaday. He's racing for a championship. He comes in here some 20 points out. He's cut that to 16. Our championship battle at one point, Austin Dillon had some 20 points over everybody. Now he's only 3 ahead of James Buescher.
Again, Austin Dillon had to go back. He finishes 7th unofficially in this race. Ray Dunlap.
I'll tell you what, guys, if they ever write a program about how to make teamwork work, that was it today, Bruce Cook. How'd you guys do it?
I can tell you one thing, what happened today was Kevin Harvick. And man, he's so good at what he does and drafted an experience to this. We brought a gun to a knife fight. We weren't going to bring a knife to a knife fight, so we were prepared for this. Them 2 guys did a great job. Kevin talked to him the whole race and did such a good job of coaching him. Ron's never had to do this, so it was new to him, and Mike, what can I say about him as being a speedway racer? It was just an awesome day for KHI, and go to Martinsville, kick some butt.
About 7 wins for you this season.
Yeah, it's been a good season so far. Chris Carrier's taking care of the 33, and I was taking care of it too. And next week we'll swap again. But what a great year so far.
All right, congratulations, Mike Wallace and Ron Hornaday, the tag team today. Showed them how to do it at Talladega.
Ray, that is the 6th 1-2 finish for Kevin Harvick Incorporated in the Camping World Truck Series.
I think this may have been the most impressive 1-2 finish they've ever had because, Michael, this race was won in the shop back in Kernersville, North Carolina, because they had it scienced out. They had the cooling system scienced out. They knew what they were going to do. They did it from lap 1 on. I love it. I love what that team did. Again, I agree with Bruce Cook. Congratulations, Kevin Harvick. That's how you put a plan together right there.
How about the excitement out of Mike Wallace? Here, the 52-year-old out of St. Louis, Missouri. Last time he went to Victory Lane in the Camping World Truck Series was back in 2000 at Mesa Marin. We don't even run at that track anymore.
What did you say? Nothing says speed better than Anderson's maple syrup. If you don't know what fast is, you got to think maple syrup. That'll get it done in a hurry. I just think this is a great story. Mike Wallace did an amazing job. He was my speed spotlight driver, Phil. Has a speed spotlight driver ever won a race?
I'll tell you what, how about opposite end of the spectrum, though? Disgusted look on the face of Austin Dillon. Let's go down to Hermie.
Well, Ron Hornaday getting a kiss from the wife and talking about your teammate gets to burn the engine down, and you haven't been able to do that. But another great run for you guys. That's teamwork to perfection today for KHI.
It was. We didn't know how it was going to work, but Bruce and all the guys worked really hard. Kevin brought us in there. Kevin Delaney, thank you. And Bad Boy Buggy, this is fun to drive this 2 truck. I mean, this is what it's all about. And Anderson, got to thank them for letting this thing happen. I'm supposed to be driving that truck, but Kroger, Hunt's Brother Pizza, Ream. I'm going to catch Mike Wallace real quick, but I'll be back. This is unbelievable.
Hornaday going to give his teammate a little bit of a handshake here, and Ron Hornaday is up to 14 points, only 16 back.
What we talk about the bounce in Ron Hornaday's step after he got in that 2 truck? He ran. He ran. Bounce over there.
I believe this sport is ageless. 53-year-old Mike Wallace being pushed around the track by 53-year-old Ron Hornaday. Mike Wallace, your winner at Talladega. An impressive form of teamwork. Ron Hornaday coming home second.
There's a lot of talk out there about who makes the most dependable truck. Well, talk is cheap. Here's a fact for you. The Toyota Tundra received J.D. Power & Associates' most dependable large pickup 6 years in a row. Now that's a statement no other truck can make. The full-size Tundra from Toyota. There's a saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Well, forgive us if we think that's a load of crap. Because here, every wheel gets the same detailed attention. Just like every bolt, wire, an inch of paint. So, what greases our wheel? ATVs that are built right. Right here. Arctic Cat, share our passion. See your dealer for great deals on ATVs and side-by-sides during the Gone Wheelin' sales event.
Got something.
Let it all in with Charter Internet and get the speed and reliability you need.
This is a public announcement. CNNMoney.com reports that in some areas of the country, buyers are scooping up homes for as little as $1,000. Foreclosures are at an all-time high. Government and private banks are liquidating these homes now. If you currently rent a house or apartment, you may call now and learn how to receive your free list of these homes. All others may call tomorrow. Every house must be sold. This is a public announcement.
Call 1-800-601-0454. That's 1-800-601-0454.
CenturyLink.com, your link to what's coming up next, and that is NASCAR Performance. beautiful afternoon for racing, and it was definitely action-packed. Getting out of the truck in victory lane, Mike Wallace celebrating his 5th career win in the Camping World Truck Series, making his 115th career start. Let's hear from the winner. He's with Ray Dunlap.
And Hornaday down here giving him congratulations. You're supposed to wait for my cue to get out of that truck, but I know it's been a while since you've been here, so we'll let you have that one. Congratulations, and talk about the teamwork that these 2 trucks had today.
The teamwork is so incredible because it started back at KHI. I got a call from Kevin last weekend when I was with my daughter Chrissy in Toledo by driving this truck. I showed up, and there was a plan from Monday morning of how this race would hopefully run. And right here, this is an incredible, unselfish individual, Ron Hornaday, because, you know, he could have worked for the win. Man, we were sideways at one point, but you just have no idea.
You're the first winner for Chevrolet and a super speedway plate racing.
First winner for Chevrolet. Kevin Harvick, please come here. Come here.
Now, this is about as far as you 2 were apart all day, so I guess we'll do a tandem interview, too.
I have to thank Kevin Delane Harvey, everybody at KHI. Had he not given me this opportunity, it's been so long since I won a race, and nobody knows how much this means to me. I mean, it was my wife's anniversary, our anniversary on Thursday. Yeah.
You could have been in the Caribbean, but instead you were at Talladega, right?
It was the exotic Paradise Island, which is the infield of Talladega, but we just won Talladega. I understand the first Chevrolet to win at Talladega, and I'm just so appreciative. I mean, nobody really, how much work goes into this stuff, and just shows getting in a really good truck. I felt so good for Hornaday winning Kentucky a few weeks ago, then he won again, and Kevin Harvick, you're the man, brother. I mean,
KHI 1-2, they're in victory lane. Big celebration coming up. Hermie?
Want to take a look at our points?
This thing's been all over the place in the last, in the last half hour. Yeah, I mean, it's not in the last race, in the last 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, even less than that. James Busher just 3 points back. Johnny Sauter, even after the incredible troubles that he had today, he was involved in a wreck on lap 35. He got the wave around on lap 49. He got the free pass on lap 90, and he ends up in a very impressive position now, just 14 points back. Hornaday, just 16 points back. He finishes second here at Talladega. And Mike Wallace is going to smile all night long right here at Talladega.
Okay, this is it, the Bill Ford Tough Sales Event. And in this corner, America's most fuel-efficient pickups. Featuring F-150 with exclusive EcoBoost technology that delivers the power and MPGs the so-called contenders can't. Plus, it's ranked highest in initial quality in its class. Now that's a 1-2 knockout punch. On F-150, get 0% financing for 60 months, plus another grand toward your trade-in on top of what it's worth.
Amazing. Inspiring. Breathtaking. Every chase, every race. This is Magnavox. See what you've been missing. Magnavox. Engineered in Japan by Funai.
The Android-powered Casio G's1 Commando. Shock resistant, water resistant, life resistant.
Hardest working, smoothest riding. Polaris defines it. Our new 2012 lineup includes the new, more powerful Sportsman 850 HO, the ultimate side-by-side workhorse, Ranger XP, the only multi-passenger with room for 6, Ranger Crew, and the best value in side-by-sides, Ranger 500. See all the new models at Polaris.com. Huge rebates and low financing are available right now during the Polaris factory authorized clearance.
Welcome to Las Vegas.
Yeah, NASCAR is back all right. Be there when the cars and the stars return to Las Vegas to celebrate another great year of racing. The 2011 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Champions Week. Fast, fun, loud, perfect.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Welcome back. One of the toughest hurdles on the way to the championship is now behind us. Mike Wallace wins the Coca-Cola 250. Let's go to Herbie 7th.
Austin Dillon, you made your way back up to 7th. Obviously had a chance to win the race working with Kyle Busch. Tell us what happened from inside the truck on the racetrack and NASCAR's decision to move you to the back.
It shut off on me when I released fourth gear trying to save gas, but the thing that matters is I got it started up before I got back to the start-finish line, and I thought I got all my positions back. I didn't really never stop. The truck never stopped. It was rolling. So if they can show me where I completely stopped and lost 20 positions to the checkered, they can't, I don't think. I'd like to see it. I'll be waiting to see it. I got to thank Kyle Busch. He stayed with me and really taught me a lot today. I had a blast up there. I just wish we could have gone ahead and finished it out. Unlikely circumstances that we were drafting with him, and he really helped me out. And I learned a lot, and I don't know, I'm sorry for Bass Pro Shops Chevrolet. It was just one of those deals. So we'll go on to the next one. At least I think we're still the points leader. I don't know. But we'll go to Martinsville and go kick some ass.
That's Austin Dillon. He gets back up to 7th to maintain his points lead.
Just 3 points separating the top two. How about a great finish for Ricky Carmichael? He ties his career best in 4th today.
Yeah, James Busher continues his terrific season with a 3rd place run.
I talked about Grant Infinger a couple of times having a strong truck. He wound up 12, so good run for Grant.
A great race once again at Talladega. This time it's Mike Wallace that goes to victory lane. Well, we've got short track racing. That's coming up next week at Martinsville.
Next week, the Camping World Truck Series heads to the half-mile paperclip called Martinsville Speedway for its 2nd trip of the season. Last April, Johnny Sauter went home with the grandfather clock, but now the championship race is ticking down, and it's time for some drivers to make some moves. Who will make the most of their time in Martinsville? Tune in to find out. Chris Napota hosts the setup starting at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, followed by flag-to-flag coverage, only on Speed.
Today on NASCAR Performance.